The 30th Bronx Puerto Rican Day Parade will be taking place on Sunday, June 5th, but before the parade comes, there are the pageants. Joining us now to share their experiences, we welcome 2016 Ms. BXPR Queen Elizabeth Ruiz Delgado Juncos, that's a lot, along with 2015 Queen Wanda Guzman and 2016 Teen Queen Kiara Carrion. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, all right, pageants. People have a certain idea of what a pageant is about. Could you tell me why the pageant was important for you to do?
Okay. Well, I've been doing the pageant since 2014. I actually ran 3 times. The first year I did not place. Last year I placed. I became second princess of the 2015 Bronx Puerto Rican Day Parade. And then this year I won queen.
Ever up and forward, go
yes.
ahead.
Never give up. But what everybody has a misconception that it's a beauty pageant. It's not a beauty pageant. It's a cultural pageant. Okay. And we have little girls from the age of 6 to women up to 60 and over competing in these pageants. Mm-hmm. And what they choose is a queen, a first princess, and a second princess because they believe those are the best representatives of our culture, our community.
Mm-hmm. So what does that mean, a cultural pageant? What do you have to do at these pageants?
Well, you have to show your heritage, something about Puerto Rico, something of your town, whatever you feel that represents your culture the best, or whatever it is part of your town.
So, was this your first time in the pageant?
Actually, it was my first time competing in this pageant, and it was the best experience that I could have ever had in a pageant.
What did you do? What were some of the things that you had to do at the pageant?
Well, we had to do talent, evening wear, and we had to do a group dance in the beginning called the Pumpa Plena, which was really cool. And so I did my talent, I did dance, and I did a street jazz dance, which was really different from all the other things that everyone else was doing, which was really interesting.
What was the town that you represented?
Corozal.
Corozal, and you?
Cataño.
And which town are you representing?
My father's hometown of Juncos, Puerto Rico.
Juncos, all right, well there you go. So talk to us a little bit about the parade. Why is it important then that we have this parade here in the Bronx? I mean, we have the big one in Manhattan, but why in the Bronx?
It needs to happen in the Bronx because it's not only about Puerto Rican culture, it's about the Bronx community as well. A lot of Puerto Ricans live in the Bronx, work in the Bronx, shop in the Bronx. So we need to continue to bring business to our community. Also, you know, it's been going on for 30 years. It's a part of history, and it's also one of the largest parades in the Bronx, and it needs to continue to go on. So we need our people to go and support and be there and cheer and wave your flags, you know, the day of the parade, because it's about community.
Right. I know I had seen you guys at the event at
Princess for a Lifetime.
We
did the fundraiser for
the Port Morris Distillery. And I asked you guys what it means to be Puerto Rican. Could you reiterate what that means to you, what it means to be Puerto Rican?
To me, it's just a pride that, you know, anyone can have the pride. You're Irish, you have pride that you're Irish. We just have pride that we're Puerto Rican. We were fortunate enough to be born Puerto Rican, and we want to share that with everyone. Palante.
What does it mean to you to be Puerto Rican? You're part of the younger generation, I'm sure. Were you born here? You born on the island?
I was born here in the Bronx. It's an honor and a blessing to be Puerto Rican because I get to show everyone who I am as a proud Puerto Rican young teenager. I get to inspire other girls, and it's wonderful.
Beautiful. And how about you?
I represent, you know, the fuller Latina woman, and that we come in all sizes, colors, everything. And to me, being Puerto Rican is family. We're very big on family and neighbors and making sure everybody's taken care of. Like, you haven't eaten, come on in, my door is open. That's how they are in Puerto Rico. So to me, to be Puerto Rican means love and means family and means culture.
Don't tell anybody, but I'm Puerto Rican too. So I get that, and I feel like cultural representations are important, and it's wonderful to see beautiful ladies like you, different sizes, shapes, and just looks, you know, and knowledge bases representing who we are here in the States, because it's different here for us, you know, being Puerto Rican descent and growing up differently from our family down in the island. So what does it mean then to be, I mean, I know that we talked about at the distillery about being, for me, I like to say I'm New Yorican, right? Because I'm from New York. But people use that word as a derogatory term. Do you see it that way?
Actually, ironically, my talent, I did a poem that I wrote myself, and I spoke about being New Yorican, being Taína, and to be Puerto Rican. And I was also born here in the States, but I read and I write and I speak Spanish as well. So I made the New Yorican stigma something positive. You know, I always felt like I was in between. And we're not in between, because both of my parents were born in Puerto Rico. And my family before that was all come from Puerto Rico. So I was born here, but as long as you speak the language, because that's what leaves, you know, it keeps your culture alive, the language. So I don't think it's a bad thing. A lot of Puerto Ricans migrated here to New York in the beginning. So this, to me, this is like Puerto Rico part 2, you know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing. As long as you know the language and you visit your, you know, the island and you become aware of your history, there's nothing wrong with being New Yorican. I wear that proudly.
I was born in Puerto Rico.
Oh, so talk to me a little bit about that.
So being born in Puerto Rico and coming to New York was very difficult because my mom and myself, we did not speak a lick of English. Spanish was the first language. So now you have to go to school and you have to learn everything. And I had to teach my mom English. And my mom's been here for a long time and she still has a super accent because she was over there. I mean, I've lived in Puerto Rico as well. So it was really difficult because the traditions that happens in Puerto Rico, they kind of get lost here in New York. So I made sure for my children to keep those traditions and the culture alive over here in New York. No matter what season it is, there's always something cultural and Puerto Rican happening in the house.
I like this.
Absolutely, something happening, something happening.
What are some of your duties as a reigning princess or queen, or what do you guys do?
Well, they just started.
Okay. Well, what are some of the duties that you guys have on your plate now that you've been crowned?
We do a lot of community events, and we have to make sure that everything is represented well. You learn a lot about the culture. Like over the past 3 years, I've learned so much more about my culture. I know things that my parents didn't even know, and they were born over there, you know? But, you know, we do community work. We have to, you know, take a stand on our own and see what's going on in our community and see how we could help everyone. And we're role models, you know? We need to show little boys and girls that, you know, look at me. Look what I am now.
Never give up.
And never give up on your dreams.
What do you look forward to the most in your year of reign?
I look forward to really inspiring other young girls in the community because it's something that's kind of gone down a little bit, you know, like bullying started and everything. But I think mostly just inspiring and giving back to my community is something that I really look forward to.
Great. So we're going to close out, but can you guys tell us when the parade is and where people should meet you guys?
Okay. Well, the parade is on June 5th, Sunday. It starts at 12. It kicks off, but we actually have a pre-parade celebration at 11 at Poe Park. And the parade runs from East 192nd Street in Grand Concourse to Van Cortlandt.